Well, what's the crack, everybody? How are you getting on? You're all very welcome to episode 182 of Buckshot. Yeah. As you hear this on general release, it'll be the 16th of April, 2021. But the old Patreons got this yesterday. Magic. As well as that, the old video. The whole interview video is up on the Patreon page now. Look down in the show notes, lads. You know the crack. Every fucking bloke with a podcast, girl with a podcast has a Patreon page, I would assume. And they normally put it in the show notes. Or, you know, if you are following me on social media, go through the link tree in the bio and you'll find it there. It takes you right in. You'll be in that in 30 seconds. I think PayPal is the fast. I don't know. I'm telling you, it's well worth it. There's 40 odd videos and I have a bunch more to actually put up of interview videos. As well as that, you get all the ad-free audio. And if that wasn't enough, every couple of weeks, i.e. the week after next, I'll be doing a live Patreon-only podcast where we don't record it. We had an unbelievably good one last weekend. We don't record so people can get loosey-goosey. So if you're not comfortable with, absolutely blasting some fucking ex-boss out of it, don't worry. Nobody's recording. It's like a normal old-fashioned conversation down the pub where nobody's listening. Huh? Sounds good, doesn't it? Because it's minimum $3 hairs to get in. And after that, 'tis up to you. If you want to throw a couple of more at it, if it's fee, you feel it's worth. But I'm happy. If you want to throw $3 hairs at it, go for it. Whatever that converts to in your currency, you can round it up, you can round it down, whatever you want. There's the merch shop there, of course, as well, with a few new bits after going up. So get after it. That's all I have to say about that. You know the crack. If you support the show, you support the show. At the very least, leave us a 5-star review, whether it's on Stitcher or Apple Podcasts. It helps other people. It pumps up the algorithm. And as well as that, I am to pick, I should have done it 2 weeks ago, but I haven't gotten around to it yet. I'm to sit down and pick best comments. So it's still open. Best comment. If you want to leave a 5-star and a comment, please do. Best comment wins themselves a Buckshot t-shirt sent to you, no matter where you are on the planet, lads. Yeah, I can do no more for you other than that. So, become a Patreon, join the fucking revolution. Moving on to today's guest. Sure, he's not a guest at all. Sure, he's one of the boys. One of my very good friends. A powerhouse of the comedy world as well as the podcasting world. You all know him. You all love him. You've read at the top who he actually is, so, there's no mystery there. I cannot stress how much I enjoy hanging out and chat with the mighty Colin Geddis. A fella, and I'm wholeheartedly, I'm almost 40, Colin, and I know I'll never get that bug for tech. Like, say, Gordo Rochford, like, that man lives and breathes tech. He is one of those fucking tables that...
Yeah.
Like...
It's a patience thing. It's like, I don't even know if it's a tech thing. It's like a nerd thing where you have the ability to go, this interests me, let me figure it out. And I do not have that. I'm like,
no.
Can I do it first time? Fuck it in the bin, like straight away. That's why I never played computer games, because Mario Kart was the height of it. If you could keep it going forward, that's okay. But then as soon as it was one of these role play game thing, I'm like, don't make me learn this world.
Oh,
fuck off.
Yeah, that's one of the things that fucking breaks my heart. And lads get so into it. I worry though. That's the thing. I worry. Will there be a bit in my brain that cracks and goes, I fucking love this. I need this. Because a friend of she's a friend of Natasha's and her husband. He's a nice fella, American chap. And one of the days he was joking about they bought this beautiful fucking house, and he was saying this den was going to be his den, and very American phrases And he says, you know when you be flat out fucking playing whatever fucking computer game, I don't know, with lads online where they're all going, oh my God, he's coming up on your 6. And you're like, oh, yeah. Jesus Christ. And he goes, and you know yourself when you're just pissing into the bottles and stuff because you're on the fucking, I'm like, hold on. Back up. Back up the fucking truck there, Tonto. Did you just say you're inside in your own sitting room when the Jax is there and you're literally like pissing, like aiming his dick into cartons, and just leaving bottles of piss around the fucking... Yeah.
And that's difficult when you're a grown man, because, you would need, the 2 litre of milk.
Yeah.
At least, and you better pray you can stuff the top of your cock into this bottle as well. Or else it's going to get that toad throat thing where fucking just kind of fills up the back of the fucking helmet.
I'm going to gross you out. That's called piss bombs. It's an old rugby thing. Yeah, piss bombs, where you pinch the foreskin and you piss away and you fill up basically a water bomb of piss, and then you run into the dressing room and you go, way. And
the last time I heard the term piss bomb was, I don't know if you've seen any coverage online or on the news of what's going on in the north right now, but
it's topical. It's definitely topical.
Yeah, they're throwing a couple of petrol bombs, but one of the first places to start rioting was, 100 meters away from where I used to live.
I wasn't going to bring it up.
Nah, that's my people. And but I remember when I was younger, on my bike, going past a set of bushes, and there was kids in the bushes throwing shit out, and they had water bombs and stuff like that. And this voice from the bushes just went, what he said, throw one of the piss bombs. So they'd obviously stocked up on these water bombs filled with piss, which, you know what I mean.
They sound more adorable.
It's creative.
They sound more adorable when you say pish. I don't know. There's something cuter about that. I can't take it some more. There's a harshness to piss, but when it's pish, it's go on.
Yeah, it's like, did you fucking piss in my shoe? And then it's like, oh, you pissed in my shoe, for fuck's sake.
Yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
Yeah.
This is the thing I've been trying to explain to people. I'm back down living in Tipperary, and they're going, Jesus, a fright, what's going on in Belfast? And I'm like, no, what you don't understand about Belfast, and from the little understanding and friends that I have from Belfast and being in Belfast a lot, and I gave an example of going over to meet you for a coffee one time. We went for a burger or something one time before Lavery's, and I literally was driving past a road, the top of a road, and there was two young fellas jumping up and down on the bonnet of one of those cool Land Rover Defenders, the police ones, and rounded the next corner, and there was people out having paninis, not 75 yards away.
Oh yeah.
And I went, oh well, that's so. That's just the fucking zoo is there, and everybody else just cohabitates knowing that the zoo is happening over that side, and relax, it's grand.
Oh yeah, it's it's like you can be eating a halloumi and quinoa wrap, and then walk round the corner and they're burning effigies of Sinn Féin members on a fucking bonfire, and you're eating the thing on, what's that smell? Pallets? What is that? It's quite impressive, actually.
I passed a stack of I drove past a pack of pallets the other day, and it was I can't fucking speak. I'm so not used to fucking people. I can't speak anymore. Just grunting at my child. But and it was outside a coal yard, and they'd been there years. And I was kind of going, and they're infused with coal. They would be amazing burn, and they're there sitting there. I'm going, man, what a couple of lads around the 12th wouldn't give for them. They are primo. They'd be worth driving down with a truck to get.
Pre-soaked. I mean, people, I don't think these boys know the value of pallets when they're burning them.
No, right, you're talking to the pallet brother here. I'm gone mad on pallets.
Fierce man for the pallets. But I know I know people used to collect them and sort them, and then you could sell the fucking batch of pallets.
Well, that is a thing. That is a thing. I'm just going to put my fucking phone keeps on buzzing here. You'd swear I was popular, and all of a sudden I start chatting with you, and it's like, let's just keep fucking texting him. That was the thing. I've done that. I've sorted fucking pallets before, and actually sold them back to people. I think I was getting it for a $5 a pallet or something.
Oh yeah, those blue Euro pallets are probably fucking a tenner each. I don't know.
Now you're talking. Yeah, now you're fucking talking. The blue ones. How have you been? I think have we started? Yeah, we started recording. Yeah, how have you been? You look fucking healthy, man.
I look healthy.
Yeah, you actually do. I swear to God.
I don't know. It must be the pixelation. Well, I'm sure I'm like yourself. You don't know your arse from your elbow with a young baby. You're just at the start. You're all like, this is terrible, and I can't handle this. And then, like anything, you get accustomed to it. And then, maybe one night you get an hour extra sleep, and you wake up and you're like, am I? you know, you're like, I can actually see as soon as I wake up, and I'm like, my back isn't killing me. So yeah, I'm fucking alright, man. I'm just somehow I've managed to be busier during lockdown than every fucker. So like, yeah, when everyone's watching box sets and asking for recommendations for Netflix, I'm fucking, still sitting here, fucking 1 a.m, trying to pump out podcasts and all that sort of shit. So, but yeah, it's fucking all good, What about yourself? The hair's looking
I know.
Sexy, man.
It's ridiculous, isn't it? But there's something in me. I can't get rid of it now. I have moments like every couple hours ago. This fucking thing is touching off my neck, and I've never had that. Like I've never.
Yeah.
But then all of a sudden I catch a look at myself and I go, stop.
Even when you're playing with it there like this, and then you cover it up for a second, then it goes away. I'm like, it's boring now.
I'm wondering, this will be the interesting fucking test, because I was never and wanted to be one of those comedians, who, hey, I'm all zany, like you come out on stage and you got a shtick already before people see you, like, look at my spinning bow tie. I know the material should stand for itself. And then I'm kind of going, yeah, but I fucking really like this mullet. And if the mullet does add to the ridiculousness of, and who am I to fucking get serious when this is what we do for a living? Do you know?
Yeah, I mean, I would often wear like a Hawaiian shirt type thing. Number one, to sort of take the edge off the like Eastern European drug dealer look. But and
I want to give you a name that isn't a typical name either. Not like Piotr. Like Schlimme. Have you ever seen that name spelled? It spells it's Premslaw is how it's spelled. But any hard cunt I ever met was always called Schlimme.
Yeah.
So I think,
Or Bogdan.
Bogdan, yeah. That's Bogdan, yeah. That's transferable
one.
Also to the fucking countryside. And
yeah, he's a fucking Bogdan. But what I'm saying is, you feel silly when you have it on.
It is.
You put it on, you feel silly. Like any sort of family event we have around here, where it's like someone's birthday or whatever. You're like, get the Hawaiian shirt on. Let's fucking get the shorts on. We're loose. You know what I mean?
I fucking get loose. Yeah, like I wore a shirt. It's funny you say Eastern Europeans. I did that gig I was telling you about in Galway a couple of weeks ago, the virtual fucking one, and I said it to Natasha. I said, I just want an asshole shirt to go with my asshole haircut. And she went, leave it to me. And this thing arrived in the post. Hold on. It's actually 1 second.
Oh, it's in the back of the bar, is it?
It's in the back of the bar. I'll just pass it out. Wait, you see this.
It's in the keg store.
It's horrendous, right? Now.
Wow.
For the audio listeners, look at that. I mean, I look definitely like an African prince of sorts. Like, right?
That's it looks like just a silk sort of like bonnet thing that a rich old lady in like Monaco would wear. You know what I mean? Like, I have to go from my convertible to the building. I
know, and that's so she got, and I went, I can't wear that. That's dreadful. She went, just put it on. Stop being a pussy. So she was right. Now, so I show up and I'm thinking, I put it on. The hair, and already the two Polish lads who were the techs that day were like, Miller, I fucking love your hair. And I was like, thank you very much. She was like, thinking they were joking. He was like, no, it's fucking badass. It is badass. I'm like, does that mean the same thing in your country?
Yeah.
But the next thing, I put that shirt on, right? I was about to walk out and your man went, whoa, my friend. Where you buy shirt? I'm like, But he started showing me, he goes, I just ordered this right now. And when I looked at what he was wearing on it, and he showed me a tracksuit he just ordered, and I swear to God, my child has the similar tracksuit. Like, there was pictures of tractors all over it, and I went,
oh yeah,
what? You're like, Colin, he was your size, like, do you know what I mean? Going,
the guy's like, have you heard my favorite rapper, Hey Dougie? It's a pretty badass. And Rolly, he's a mad bastard.
There's a fine line, but there's still, like, there's cool tops and stuff the young fellas after getting that I would wear. I would wear. Yeah. Some of it I'm kind of
yeah.
going, that's kind of cool, actually. I wear it ironically. Yes, it's got lollipops all over it. But then also I can see Aaron McCann totally going, oh my God, I'd pay 200 quid for that.
Oh yeah, Eddie has one that it's like a little, it's kind of like a onesie, but with a hood on it, and it's completely camouflage. And I'm like, I would wear it. You know, if that was like double XL, I'd be all over that.
You already had me at that. It was like, well, go on. Please
Yeah.
tell me more.
No, it's fucking sweet. Some of the kids' gear's amazing. Some of the shoes I've got Eddie, like wee pairs of Vans and stuff. I wear one on each toe.
Yeah, Fionn has started to wear these. They're high tops. They're Adidas high tops, but they're Toy Story themed. I'm like, I would absolutely wear, if they make those in a size 10, I would absolutely fucking wear those. They're
Oh yeah,
badass.
across the board. Like I've developed this strange interest in little boys now because
I know, yeah.
because before, like kids didn't even. Got a phone call coming through on my fucking computer. Kids wouldn't even register on my, like people. Someone's like, "I've got a baby. Do you want to see the photo?" I'd be like, no, "Fuck off!" Like I just didn't give a shit.
Yeah.
I had no interest in children at all. Didn't grow up around many other babies or anything. But now, like say a wee boy on a bike, and I'm like, "Isn't that? Look at that." He probably could even do that like a week ago. That's class, isn't it? And you start to notice things, and then you see like a kid on a bike, and you're like, I would have fucking beat another child to death to get a bike with suspension on it. Are you joking me? It's insane. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Just fucking, you gotta love those. You ring up like some insurance place, and it goes through to somewhere in England, and it's like super professional, and then you ring through somewhere in Tyrone, and the woman's like, "Sorry, I had to go the doctor's appointment there. What was it? He was a checking AXA insurance."
And especially since it's gone to people's homes, it's like you're actually really talking to. Because I cancelled my insurance. I've been with them 6 fucking years. Moved here, and they wanted 80 quid extra a year, and I just went, nah. There is zero crime here. What the fuck are you talking about? A car hasn't passed in 15 minutes out on that road, and I said this, and we're like, oh, well, it's all this horse shit. And they're just looking for any opportunity to jack it up for any reason. And so I cancelled. Found another crowd. Turns out they knocked about 150 quid off it. But it was just the principle of this shit.
Yeah.
And I had to ring to cancel. And you got this bloke at home living in Ballymun. It was fucking hilarious. He's like, how's it going? I went, fucking, how's it going? I'm cancelling. Yeah? Go away. Go on, tell us. And I said... I said, listen, man, he wanted the scandal, like, of why I was cancelling this. Yes, they want fucking 80 quid. Bastards. These your employers. He goes, I know, yeah, but here, I can tell you now, it's a disgrace what they're charging me for over here. And I went, oh, yeah. And he said, I was sometimes, when you do move to the country and all, like, like, fucking claims go up. And I said, lad, listen, I've worked for insurance companies. It's a complete pile of horse shit. It's any opportunity. He goes, here, you're fucking dead, right? What? And I'm like, I'll cancel that for you now, will I? I was like, am I onto a fucking drug dealer? So it was bizarre how when you're in somebody's home now, it seems to be like, it's not, I could hear his dog barking. He was telling me he was going out to feed his pigeons straight away after that. He was loving life at home,
Yeah. Well, sure, Maureen's sister, her fiance, is a mortgage advisor, and he works, I'll not tell you who he works for, but he was running us through a bit of mortgage stuff before, and he'd moved everything home, and he was in this bedroom, and he's in his fucking sweats with his socks on, and like a mountain of like coffee cups and fucking protein bars, and I was like, fuck, if I had this job, there's nothing would stop me just napping every fucking 2 minutes. And he goes, oh, I lad, every time I finish an application, I'm asleep. I was like, fair play.
So Woodsy, I was talking with Woodsy, he's been working from home since the get-go, and we did the Hatfield House, I think, during the end of last summer, and he was going, mate, listen, I get done with my shit about 9:30 in the morning, and I go back to bed. I'm like, what? Yeah. Because it is glorious. It's fucking glorious. I make it work for me. I go back to bed, and they don't want. Once I get my shit done, they don't give a fuck what I do myself.
He does his Pornhub cam show, and he fucking squirts all over the computer, and then he fucking squeegees it off, and he's back in bed by 9:30. Fair play.
Fuck, you speak about that. Like, I mean, did you? I know you kind of looked at me concerned there when I put what, Tom? Did you see your man from Bray that is making 50 to 60 grand a month on OnlyFans?
I mean, what sort of niche does he fall into? Is he like, is it gay or is it straight stuff?
I don't know. Apparently, like he's straight, like he is, but he's in good nick. In fairness, to him.
Wait a minute, the ginger dude with the beard.
Yeah.
Fuck. I've seen that guy on TikTok now. Should I be on TikTok? No, but
no.
I have seen. He's a fucking insufferable. Like, he's in good nick, and fair play to him. And I'm sure a load of girls want to fucking just ride his head, but you can't fucking walk out of your house. This is his face in the morning, like. And and you know, it's like, obviously he's wearing a pair of jeans with his top off, and then he's holding like a fucking one of them chicken fillet rolls that fucking people think only exist in the Republic of Ireland. And he walks out like, you know, don't we all love a fucking chicken fillet roll? And you're like, bro, put your dick away. You know what I mean? I can see the top of your dick. It's fucking grim. But I mean, if I could get away with it, I probably would. I'd be doing it myself. You know what I mean?
But even I think it's a perfect sign that things have gone too far lockdown wise. If a fella who has about as much fucking charm and savvy, he's literally a walking photograph. Because that eye thing he does that you just did, where he's kind of like he's got he's got a fucking an allergy or something. Where that's what blokes, like wanky blokes, do in a photograph. But when it turns to live action, mate, walk like you're fucking walking, you dipshit. Like, but yeah. Like, you know, that wouldn't, if there was no such thing as a pandemic, that fucker wouldn't make £5 a month. He wouldn't make £5 because there's nobody would pay. And then he speaks like with a Bray accent. Can you imagine that? Like,
I haven't heard him speak. Thank Christ.
It's. Can you imagine? If you imagine Katie Taylor in a male Katie Taylor, that's what it is. It is. Taylor. They don't know what they are. Are they Wicklow? Are they Dublin? They don't know what. So they're caught between two stools. Like, and I'm sure there's loads of lovely people in Bray, but that accent is just like man. And it's like they're always a child on the verge of crying. You know. Yeah. Why did you fucking did you? And I'd like to thank the Lord God for making me knock the bollocks out of that young one over there.
Katie Taylor just sounds like she feels awful for doing what she just did every time.
Absolutely fucking murking people left, right, and centre, going, and you know, it's down to God and all that. Like, they're born again Christians, I think. I think she's a born again Christian or something. And you know, Katie, you could work in a centre saving dogs, not like you know, absolutely pulverising young ones. Like, but there you go.
And she's the fucking, you know, she's got the sportswomanship and the, you know, the decorum, and then McGregor's walking around, fuck you, and slamming at everybody, you know, and then he gets his fuck kicked in, and then gets on a yacht, and everyone's still like, man, this guy's the fucking king, bro.
He can do nothing wrong. Do nothing wrong. The fucker is Teflon. Like that, just got the bollocks handed to him. You know what I mean, fucking, you caught me in the leg. He was like,
I know.
He definitely beat the fucking shit out of you.
Yeah, the leg kick was one thing that happened, yes. But the fucking many digs to the face were also added up, like, Jesus Christ. Katie Taylor's just quietly taking over the world. You know, there's another one. I'm putting an extension on the house to keep these belts in, but sure, fuck it.
Yeah, it's I don't know at what point that she's going to snap, because I think she's too nice going forward. Like, do you know, like, is there would be any point that you could push Katie to a point where she go, well, you know, well, listen to me, you fucking tramp. You'll fucking do nothing across over. Like, I think that's the only thing holding her back. Like, if she could have had the aggressive nature, sound as McGregor, because that's the only thing that caught half these Americans from the day one. Your man turned up in a suit and was too quick for him. He was quick like a fucking comedy roast. And all these lads were just sports fellas before that. They were just coming out with things like, you know, it was a good fight and tried my best and just didn't get there in the end. And that's all they were doing. And then this cunt shows up and it's fucking, he's like Don fucking Riddles, like, just going. Do you know what I mean?
And like half of it, you know, there were the sort of epic quotes, but a lot of it was like, you know, it was like a heckle put down where it was like, not particularly clever, but very clear and very quick.
Yeah.
You know, so like when he goes like, who the fuck is that guy? That's not that smart, but it worked because it was like that, you know?
Oh, it's perfect. It was absolutely perfect. And it was the time he took. He does have comedic timing. I'll give him, he does have very good comedic timing, because in that, like, where he's looking over his shoulder, like, who's this peasant behind me? It's the 3 second moment to let it breathe. Because if you just went, who the fuck is that? It wouldn't have landed as well. He does have, in fairness to the cunt, he is, you know, his comedic timing and all. But like, he sells his notion of the mean streets of Crump. Like, he grew up in a lovely part, and like, he went to a private Gael school. Like, he's, you know, an Irish speaking school. They're hard to get into. Do you know? So he sells this notion, the mean streets of.
I know, but I never understood that. Like, you know, the particular place that you come from makes you hard.
Yeah. Have you ever seen Will Fleury?
Yeah.
Yeah, Will is not from a rough place. Will is from up the road here. Like, his family were antique dealers. You know what I mean?
Exactly. But you get, you know, even in sport or even in like rugby or something, you get some guy who's like is just a fucking farmer.
Yeah.
And he's hard as nails. You know, he's not like, he just has a mental toughness that makes you hard. You don't have to like witness a couple of stabbings to make you fucking a hard guy. Like,
it always seems to be in the fight game. They always seem to be. It always seems, I don't know, it was just easy to throw up a boxing gym or something in some rough fucking area, rather than going, here's a ball, let's just go out in that fucking field and run around. Yeah, let's see how hard you are. Go smash that big bastard over there and see how, you know.
Yeah.
You're going to try and tell somebody like Stephen Ferris, like, I don't know, Stephen, did you have a rough upbringing, did you? Are you sure you're hard?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Tyke Furlong. You would,
yeah, exactly.
I had to fucking laugh. You text me during that game, like the cunt sidestepping people and everything. And when I told you he was 19 stone, you were like, what? He does look the width of a fucking house, though, doesn't he?
Yeah, because that was a fucking embarrassing moment where, was it the France game or something, and someone scored, and then you were like, he was made to look even better because he ran around a prop.
Yeah.
And you said, you know, or you said like an 18 stone prop, and I was like, if he's only 18 stone, I'll fucking eat my own ass. And then I looked it up, and he's like, yeah, like 18 and a half stone or something. I was like, well, I'm heavier than that guy. Fuck. Fuck's sake.
You could have gone pro. Kid, you could have gone pro. If you stuck with it, kid, you could have gone pro. You probably could have, actually, given like your frame and everything. You probably, you know, pro du two, and maybe in France or something like that. Where basically you could, if you've murdered somebody, you can go play in France. They don't care.
Oh, yeah. It's and it seems like the nicer place to play. You know, it's like where they send all the outcasts to fucking, you know, drink cocktails and sit on the beach.
Well, that's where they send, you know, like when I think Bill Burr did a bit about it. He was saying that, you know, the TV personalities that come out with racist shit, there should be a channel for them, because if they're big enough, they'll all make it back. They just go to Bull Boy school for 6 months. They come out with something fucked up or racist. There should be a channel for them. Because we all know they're coming back. Just put Dog the Bounty Hunter, put fucking Paula Dean, put them all over there on that other channel. And that's essentially what the second division in France is. You'll make a few quid, but you can literally have shot somebody in the face, and they'll give you a gig.
Fucking right.
They offered. They were asking Ron O'Gara the other day. They were going, "Would you not come back, you know, and coach in Ireland?" And he was like, "Well, you know, like, I don't know if it's for me. Like, just I don't know if it's my place to come back yet." And meanwhile, his child, he's living on his own island in the south of France. His child cycles past on their own private beach behind him. He's like, "Huh? Yeah. No, I don't know if it's my time to come back just yet." Like, you're going, you want to come back and live in Limerick? Like,
what would it take to put a smile on O'Gara's face?
Yeah,
the guy is a fucking, like, he's talking and I'm like,
All out halves are like that. All out halves are like that. They're the most serious, dry bastards. The weight of the world is on their shoulders. All of them. Johnny Wilkinson, you should listen to some of the monologues he comes out with lately. He's gone really weird. It's brilliant. He's fucking gone really super weird.
Johnny Wilkinson he's just miserable, like. Yeah. Just miserable face on him.
Didn't have a girlfriend, wasn't allowed a girlfriend until he was about 19 or 20.
Yeah.
His old man managed him, like, all the way through. He's like, nah, not getting a bird, not seeing. I mean, how unhealthy is that?
It's fucking weird. And the guy's like, he was so overmarked and he was such a dangerous player that he got smashed to pieces, and his body is just like fucking like a toolbox, you know what I mean? Just fucking brackets and spanners and fucking shit all through his body, like nuts and bolts.
Oh, can you imagine? Imagine fucking trying to get, fuck, all that. Like, that level where people are just... But then I suppose he's warped in the fucking head. He was probably loving every bit of that, like.
So, he is a fucking savage, in fairness to him. Johnny Wilkinson.
As we were recording there now, I just popped into my head. Prince Philip, finally gone. Finally popped off.
Everyone's a fucking comedian again, you know?
Yeah. And it's,
I hate... See, like... It makes things so silly when someone just dies, because then you're like, oh yeah, you know, the show goes on. He's just a fucking old cunt. You know what I mean? It's like, whatever. I can't even be arsed beginning to try and write a fucking bit of material about it.
No, because it's done and dusted. It's done and dusted. It's. But fuck me, I was hoping he'd fucking hang on to the 100, because there's something warped about him. That he, like, the rest of them are all trying to keep it clean and keep it all the rest of it. And just every so often you're kind of going, yeah, but he's fucked in the head. Like, you know what I mean? He could come out with anything. That's the one you want to see. Like, the warped brother, like, or something. That's the one you want to see. Get the mic in front of that fella and see what he has to say. Black people.
Let's go to fucking Kenya and see some droopy tits. I just love that he, you know, like, imagine being his sort of PA or whatever, and he's just like, I'd like to go hunting, and then he's like, jump in the car, and you have to sit in the passenger seat of a fucking Land Rover while this cunt just boom boom, just going over fucking everything. Oh, I killed a goose in the fucking ditches and back out and everything.
Yeah, you can't.
You pull up and you're just fucking just white as a sheet. Like, here we are.
I remember meeting a guy before. It was when I was building golf. It was actually up in Lough Erne. We were doing the golf course in Lough Erne in Enniskillen, and he had up until he was something like 24, 25. He'd been driving every day, but he'd never once have to drive off their own property. He was from Scotland, but he had a very English accent. But they used to get they'd something like, I don't know, was it something like 42,000 acres? It was ridiculous. They used to get their grub choppered in from Harrods. Yeah, their chef used to get stuff choppered in from Harrods. But he, in fairness to him, he was kind of going, I fucking know. He'd left it all behind him to a degree, like, you know, well, you know, he'd left it and gone and actually got a real job. But when you tell me something like this, you're like, we have no concept of of proper wealth. Sure, we don't. Like,
oh yeah, it's insane. Like where you don't even, like, the fact that you would even check the price of something.
Yeah.
Before, unless it's like a private jet or something, you're just like, just get another one, and you know, you don't have to calculate anything. You just like point at stuff and be like, make my thoughts come alive, and then and then a fucking like building appears. You know what I mean?
That's Dubai, basically, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah.
Dubai.
Just those guys. I want to have this watch, but also with lasers and the rubies. And then they fucking destroy like a 50 grand watch, putting diamonds in it. Thank you. And then he gives it to a child who throws it in the fucking swimming pool. It's insane.
That's the level. That's the level you're talking about. Because I knew a guy years ago. He's an actor. He's but between gigs when he was an actor kind of / dancer, and he'd work in Harrods. He used to get a handy, you know, he'd get a few days work in Harrods because he knew a bloke selling perfume in there. And your man, like, he'd turn it on. You know, he'd be like, you know, he's very camp. And
I love those connections you just made. I knew a guy fucking sold perfume. Don't say nothing. He's a dancer / actor. I knew a guy sold perfume. Fucking say no more. You know what I mean. You know yourself.
You know yourself. Say nothing and keep saying it. But he's like, what was it like? You know, working in fucking Harrods was it really fucking? I go, the level. It's not so much off English people too much. You know, they were ridiculous, almost ridiculous. But it was the Arabs and the Russians that'd be in, and you're just looking. They're just buying for the sake of buying, and it's not even buying. It's not even like, pick up this thing. Oh, look, it's got this. It was just like they would have like 2 PAs, 3 PAs with them, like an entourage, and your man would be wearing, like, you know, top end Adidas gear if he was Russian, big gold chain. And he's walking through, he's just flicking stuff into a basket. And it's just like 10. Let's get 10 of everything. And they don't want to smell it. They don't give a fuck. It's just, I buy many things because, you know,
yeah,
I am this rich.
I honestly think I would, I would go like the fucking Bill Gates thing where like you know that it's like a trap and you would just get caught in it, so you would just go back the way and be like, yeah, I've got like a Casio watch and I just wear black t-shirts all day because I'm just like, I can do this all day every day with anything, so fuck that. I'll focus my energy somewhere else.
I never actually asked you because the last time you went to Powers Court, didn't you? You were up the road from where we used to live. Speaking of like that, there's a level of ridiculousness in Powers Court, like, isn't there? With me walking around being like, does anybody want any gear? Well, no, you just look like a rich Russian now.
Oh yeah, for sure. But we went in for lunch as soon as we got there because the room wasn't ready. For fuck's sake, and. We walked past this table and this guy, and it was like a fucking sketch. The guy goes, I can put you in touch with a gardener who's €86 an hour. And I was like, the guy, like, you don't hear.
What, these were punters or there was staff?
Yeah, two guys having like lunch. But you don't hear, only in certain circles do you hear, how much does your gardener charge?
Yeah.
That sort of vibe. And also €86 an hour. It's very fucking specific. But, €86 an hour. Like,
yeah, I'm trying to work it out. Was he working it out from sterling or through dollars? I mean, that's a bizarre number to fucking land on. How much?
I don't know.
86. Well, let's factor it in. It's going to be €860 for today's job.
Do you know how wealthy that area it must be? Also, this is another thing. We went back down for dinner, because you're in this thing for like less than 24 hours. So you're like, I'm taking everything, so we're fucking lunch, dinner, champagne, asshole. So I went down to the thing and the woman was like, and what's your room number, whatever. I give the number and she goes, okay, Mr. Geddis. Mr. Geddis, let me take you to the table. Mr. Geddis, like, just because they were probably going, a name like that's, it's probably French, is it? Geddis.
I love the fact that they looked at you and went, yeah, French. Like Maureen, you give it. You go, yeah, could be. But then looks at you and went, okay, fuck it, he's French. Yeah, where the value, like the fact that they, like, if that was any other hotel, they'd look up and they go, fucking Geddis, is it? Geddis, But because the potential for you to be extremely wealthy and not to put you out, they just went, let's chance this one. Let's still go through the rack in the brain. Let's chance Geddis.
But I'll tell you what else. Like, we were probably the youngest in this fucking place by 20 years. And any other young people that were there were like total insufferable wee dicks. You know what I mean? Anyone that was like, between like 21 and 30 was just, like Gucci slippers and fucking Louis Vuitton, what do you call it, luggage and shit like that. Yeah. Just walk. There was a dude fanning his face, and I was like, "Don't ever fan your face.
Yeah,
you fucking sweat down your face like a real man."
I was just going to say, what kind of a fucking man?
Yeah,
what kind of a man are you?
You fucking wipe it on your t-shirt and you fucking crack on. But I'll tell you again, this is another thing that drove me nuts. We drove out and we're like, let's drive around the area. You know what I mean? Soak it up, see what the crack is. There was an old this house that looked kind of like abandoned. And in the driveway was all kind of grown over, grass poking in, and there was like an old SL 500 Mercedes, white but just covered in moss, fucking grass growing out of it and everything.
I think I know. I think I've seen that.
And I was just like, what fucking divorce or whatever happened here? And someone just went, I'm not fucking dealing with it, and I'm not, and they just split or whatever. And this house is just like lying there with the fucking. And I like an old Mercedes, as you know, and I was just like, for fuck's sake. Like, can I tow that home or what? What's going on?
Colin, one of our neighbours was Vince McMahon. Yeah. Yeah. Billy Walk King.
Like, at the time? Like, he still owned...
Yeah, well, he had a property. Yeah, he had a property just up the road from us. Like, fucking... I told you, like, Chris de Burgh was... I had to say that we had no business... Whatever. Well, Natasha fitted to say that this scope had no. Like, I knew I was fucking done, and I don't know was I telling you about this, but I knew I was done the day a fella buzzed the fucking buzzer at the gate, and when I picked up the receiver inside, I was like, I think it was a parcel being delivered or something, and it was the bloke up the road. He's next door pretty much. And he described himself on the phone like you'd go, yeah, Colin here from next door. This guy didn't. He described himself by his fucking house name. He went, Badger Hall here. Badger, yeah.
Badger Hall?
Badger Hall. I went, hello, Badger Hall. I'm Tom. And everybody has an English accent around there. There's no two ways about it. It's a softened, you could say, well, it's not English. It's mid-Irish Sea kind of a thing. But it's all... Anyway, what I'm just buzzing in to tell you that he just assumed, because I'm a bit of a fucking scumbag, that I owned a tent that blew into his garage. I said, man, I don't own a tent. He goes, well, it's blown from your property. I said, there's a 12-acre field alongside. It could be from fucking anywhere. We're right, But there was no question. It was mine. Bloody a tent.
Tom, it's Walter here from the Swan's Taint. I was just wondering, maybe one of your shitty dogs has got loose on my property. I've cocked a shotgun anyway, see what happens. The Badger's Hole. Definitely, what does a badger live in? A set or something? What does it live in?
Yeah, a set.
Call it that. Badger's Hole.
Yeah. Like, and there was no shame. Like, there's no shame. Like, phenomenal fucking people around there. So I knew. I said, we can't fucking raise the young fella around here. Not like, fucking Jesus Christ. I mean, we were there a couple of years and you wouldn't get to know anybody because they're all just, hello.
I can remember I pulled up outside your house and I had to fucking ring you because the gate needs open, and somebody just came like fucking right up my asshole in a Range Rover, and they were just like, and I was like, well, I'm just waiting to be let in here, and she was furious. She couldn't fuck it. She was like, why is there a car here on this road? Get the fuck out of my way.
Yeah. And we shared it with, she actually rang me the other day, the same woman, to see how I was getting on. And this is how she speaks. Everything is blah, 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 blah. But yeah, again, the lack of patience. Why would you be in front of her? That's what the area is very much like. And like, it's fucking bizarre. We're in where we've moved to. I've totally forgot how country people think. They don't move at that pace, nor is there that level of stress. Like, if I drove up the road now, I guarantee you some bloke is leaning on a bonnet talking to another bloke going, oh! Like, I came down, I remember day 2 we were here, and I wanted to get a fill of oil in the tank, and I had my Dublin brain on, so I had my credit card out to pay for said oil, give him directions, the whole lot had the fucking, the postcode, and I rang the guy up, I rang this company, and the guy, instead of answering saying, hello, Geddis Oil, he answered the phone and went, well, what? like I'm his brother, and I just rang him, and the guy I said, listen, I want to order some oil. He said, where are you? So I gave him the full address, and I said, do you want the air code? And he was like, I should have gone so, and I knew he was writing all this down, and then at the end of all that he went, now tell me where you really are. But the fact is, like, your man, he couldn't give me a time nor date that when the oil would arrive, and I was in a Dublin mode in my head. But he had deactivated me, and he completely disarmed me because he was just such a charming owl fella who was like, Era. And then as by total fluke, I was thinking, fuck me, we won't get oil now for another fucking week. I swear to God, not 20 minutes later, I'm boiling a kettle, and a big, like this fucking monster of a man, like we're talking 6'10", looks around the kitchen window. He just knocks and he goes, dial is in there now, look. And just fucked off, didn't.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That's what happens around here. They just put the oil in and then you ring the office and pay. That's what happens.
That's what I had to do. That's because your man wouldn't give me. He wouldn't take the card until I got the oil. Like I had to ring him back then and then give him the oil. We,
up here we live very close to like the in-laws, Maureen's in-laws, or Maureen's parents, my in-laws.
Fucking the Kennedys.
Yeah, it's like a weird ranch, but I'm convinced the guy tried to, deliver home heating oil one time and couldn't get in, and I think he just put it in the other house.
Fuck it.
Yeah, because we got a bill, and he's like, oh yeah, there's a bill there for oil. And we were like, we didn't order that. And he goes, well, sure, just fucking, sure, you have it now. And, take it off the next one or whatever. And we're like, okay. He's just like, it's insane. Like,
I love that.
And the old house we were in, like, there was like a father and son delivering the oil. And instead of pulling in the driveway, the guy was a bit older. He probably couldn't fucking see that well. He wasn't gonna reverse this lorry into like a tight driveway.
Yeah.
The son would do it, but he just pulled up at the side of the road, threw the fucking hose over the wall, and got a ladder out and just got over the. And I was like, "Are you all right?" No, and he goes, "Oh, why? I do it fucking every day." And the guy's about 75, 80, like, and gets over the thing and yanks it over and fucking. In fact, I love that guy because very rarely do you see, like an oil boy who's big and tight.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? He was about 78 and he was a fucking bear. And I was like, fair play. There's hope for us all.
There was a plumber showed up here the other day. He thought he came to the wrong house. My parents' house is only like fucking a kilometre back the road. Like, he came to the wrong house. And you forget how big and strong country fellas who've been stayed in the country. Do you know what I mean? Fucking pause. I went to school. I didn't realise I went to school with this lad. He was a couple of years younger than me. But he walked around, and I mean, you talk about, like, I don't give a fuck who'd run at this guy. We're maybe tipping 22 stone easy, and it was tight. Do you know what I mean? He'd pause these fucking. Do you know those meaty paws? If you turn them to the side, it's fucking. It's thick. It's like a tomahawk steak. You're going, oh Jesus Christ, like. And he was looking at our oil burner thing, and you'd need a wrench. He went, oh yeah, cheers, do you want me to come back one of the days in service? I went, that'd be great, yeah. And a thing that you need, I know for a fact, you need a fucking wrench to open. You need a spanner to open this thing. Put his big old meaty fingers on. They were like Mars bars, these fucking fingers. And he just put them onto it and just twisted it off and went, oh yeah, you want to give... And spat on it, give it a clean and put it back in.
Is that like that in the boiler, the long sort of nut thing? That it's like long, yeah.
He undid that with his fucking hand. He just undid that with his hand. Like, oh Jesus Christ!
I know you do meet some of those guys where like the fucking like you shake someone's hand. There's kind of like a grip going on like this.
Yeah.
They just offer the hand out flaccid, and you just kind of have to work around it. It's like they just hold it out like fucking bum. And it's like, just like a bunch of bananas, and you kind of just like, just touch it somewhere. Just wank the fingers off of it.
Dang it. So how do you feel about Eddie's going to grow up with proper culture? Because you're...
But as long as he's one of the, like, shifty wheeling dealing cultures, and not, like, a line dancing fucking, like, lorry driver. Do you know what I mean? Like a jiving fucking weirdo. As long as he's like, you get a load of young lads around here, and they fucking leave school themselves at like 15, but they're making a fortune, like fucking, selling sheep and fucking doing all sorts of weird shit and selling fucking, stealing bales and selling them on, not like just wee dodgy lads, but they've like fucking 150 grand in the bank, just from wheeling and dealing.
Yeah, I met a guy up at the petrol station, and I went to school with him. I knew he did well. He fucked off at about 17. He went, enough of this shit. And his parents were like, you're dead fucking right. There was no, oh my God, you have to. It was like, you're dead fucking right. Yeah. And I remember I was home one weekend, and maybe 20. I was probably 20 out of college. And this lad was just, brand new Land Cruiser. Like you're like, he was a little younger than me. Like, you're 19. He was like for buying his first fucking house, and I met him recently. Now he has about 9 children. I don't know. That was the other thing. He was kind of looking at me enviously, like we were talking. He goes, "Yeah, but you've done a lot of cool shit." And I was like, "Yeah, but you're a millionaire now." You know what I mean? You're actually a millionaire.
Yeah.
It's like, but I didn't do it in cool. I was like, you could start, and you've got a good jumping off point.
I genuinely think being a millionaire these days probably is only going to be sweet if it's just like you're a single dude.
Oh,
like
that's
the only way it's good crack, is if you're just like, I don't have any fucking anything tying me down, no houses, no families, no kids, and I have £1 million or euro, whatever is worth more right now.
Yeah, because regardless, like, I mean, could you bring yourself to hiring a nanny? You know what I mean? If you're super wealthy, like, I mean, are you going to do that? Like, no,
I don't think so. I think the first thing I would do if it was going that way, is just get like a PA who would just do things for me. That's what I would get. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've thought about that, a PA, all right. What criteria does a PA need for you?
Just fat ass and big titty.
For a minute, or I mean for a split second, I went, well, he's going to say, you know, a certain degree, maybe an interest in this, maybe really go-getter, and a fat ass and big titties.
No, I'm joking. No, just, I mean, a PA would literally be like, you know, like a fucking receptionist and a / runner, you know what I mean? Yeah. But you pay them well so that you don't feel bad going like, yeah, I was supposed to pick this fucking thing up. Can you just drive somewhere for like an hour and pick this up and come back? You know, things like that. That's where I would put my money. It wouldn't be like look after the kids. It would be more like, can you just do some shit for me so that I don't have to go do it, please?
I know. I worked for a construction company before, and your man, he's I don't know, he's the head of the fucking construction industry or something now, but he had a PA at the time, and it was like you could have all, and it was during the boom, so it was all big swinging dick talk. You know, everybody, you had to have the bigger fucking swinging dick, and there was guys with helipads at the house. Like this guy, I remember he put in a fucking like a 3-hole golf course at the back of his fucking house, but it was all who could one up the next one, like. And he had a PA, and it was like literally walking in. You could see it in meetings. Like he'd walk in, and other guys from other construction companies would be there, and his PA would sit against the wall, you know, like up, and he'd turn and he'd say, Marcus, and he'd give Marcus a job to do. He said, Marcus, keep an eye on that. He'd write nothing down. It was literally like the guy had walked in with, you know that black guy with like the 2-foot cock and the towel around his neck. Yeah. Literally, that's what everybody was like. Oh my God, he has a PA. That's so American. Oh my God. And I'm convinced he just had him just purely so he could walk into moments like that. Like,
yeah. Meanwhile, the guy's just like a drama student. You know, you're going to pretend to be a PA today, and he's like, I got it. And what's my motive? You know, one of those. What's my motivation for this? Oh yeah, that's what I would do. I would just have someone fucking do. I'd be like, go to the shop and get milk. Like it would come down to that sort of shit. I was like, just go do some stupid shit. Build this IKEA fucking bench. Cheers.
Are you still off the drink?
No, I haven't stopped fucking drinking.
All right.
Now, see Easter, like my whole life, I have never in any way celebrated Easter at all. It comes and goes. It's just like it's like a weekend where like some things are shut and it's fucking annoying. And then this year, because it's you know, there's a fucking lockdown. You know, the baby's running around dressed like a fucking rabbit. We're getting shit faced every single night. I think I drank for about fucking 6 nights on the trot there.
Did you?
Just because everyone was off and stuff, and we were lucky because our bubble is like 9 people. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yeah.
So, you know, there's always somebody drinking, and everyone was off work and whatever. And most of them were working from home, but they just didn't have to, you know, log on in the morning. And we were just getting hammered. Oh, like for like a week straight. Like, happy Easter, fucking Easter eggs, and they're getting. Did you witness any of that Guinness Surger bullshit?
Yeah, well, I mean, it was somebody sent it on to me, the video that went around of that guy who looked like he was on the fucking run, somewhere on the border, and he'd gotten a jewellery cleaner, and he was doing cans of Guinness. I haven't touched. That was my father-in-law. Yeah, well, yeah, Jody easily could be that guy, like, yeah. But he sent it. I haven't touched Guinness. I refuse to fucking drink Guinness that isn't out of a tap. I haven't touched Guinness in over a year and a half, I'd say. No, well, yeah, over a year. Because were you busting out the Surger or the fucking jewellery cleaner?
Yeah.
Does it work with regular cans?
No. The Surger cans are like totally flat, so there's no gas in them at all. And or there maybe, I don't know what it's not as fizzy anyway, but by the way, this is total fucking bro science, but that ultrasonic thing just kind of vibrates it really quickly, and it fizzes up and settles again. But you can also do it with a fucking electric toothbrush. It's like, I don't know, like I'm sure if you just shook the fucking can and poured it, it would, you know, it would go all swirly and then settle eventually. But I don't know. I don't even like Guinness that much to know whether it's better or worse. I'm just like, well, something's making my shit black tomorrow. I don't know. I don't care what form it comes in. You know what I mean? But there was a bit of crack, you know what I mean? It's something to do.
Well, at least, yeah, I mean, the bubble that you're around, I mean, the parents are up the road, all right, like, and I think statistics are fairly low around here, but there isn't a big, I finally got to meet neighbours the other day, and this will tell you how weird life, I felt like a momentary fucking weird, like, there was actually a moment of shame came over me for Instagram. I put up a picture of, as I do, of barbecue, and they're like across the field. And the chap, he followed me on Instagram. I didn't realise he was following me on Instagram. And he went, hold on, where's that chicken wing? Is that our house in the fucking background? So that's who's moved in. But for some reason I felt ashamed over, I was like, oh, Jesus, that's not normal to be fucking, not on his behalf, but on my behalf. I'm like, whoa, I feel exposed now. Yeah, that's, because taking pictures of on Instagram, I still have that shame in me. Like, you know, I caught myself, actually, I was telling somebody the other day, it was just, you know yourself on the stories when you're just talking to camera going, fucking, what's the fucking cracky cunts? Fucking, this is, you know. But I went to walk out the back door of the house and just start talking, and by pure, like, total chance, there was a bloke on the other side of the ditch at the end of the garden just hunting a cow. And the shame that came over me, because when I opened the door, he looked and saw me. And here I am with my phone out like a fucking, you know, an Asian fucking school child.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
And I that's when I know I'm not young enough to not have that, you know, that shame.
Yeah. But I mean, like, I whistled there for no reason. The shame has gone, it used to be like selfie wanker was a term. Yeah. If someone took a fucking selfie, then it went from that to totally shameless fucking just filming yourself talking shit to like stand there and take 1,000 photographs of me while I pull my fucking leggings into my asshole at the correct angle with a fucking ring light that I brought with me, and it's like, and if you ruined the shot, they'd be like, for fuck's sake, I'm trying to TikTok, you inconsiderate fucking bastard. Neo-Nazi. Fuck. Like, it's gone right to that point. It's insane, like. So I wouldn't worry about just fucking... Also, you know, people, there's absolutely no shame in just walking along with the hands free, just completely throwing your business out to everybody.
Yeah, that still was... I remember walking to a gig the first time I saw AirPods.
Yeah.
And there was a woman walking in front of me. So no phone. I didn't see headphones. And she's speaking really loudly, as they tend to do in Dublin 4. You know. And as I said to Fiacra, they can all just jump up and fly away off because that is an absolute disgrace. I mean, how much are you supposed to pay for after, you know, a leaving cert party that's taking place in Ibiza? I mean, that's a bloody disgrace. We did well with the south of France when we went to school. Isn't that right? You know, and you're going, oh my fucking God, who's this person? And but for a good 10 seconds, I'm going, oh, she's fucking lost it. She's brought an argument from home now, and she's just walking down the street. This poor woman, she's going to go out into traffic and get hit by a car.
And I've seen just what I did there. I've seen people like trying to interject in a conversation, and it just looks like they're glitching in the matrix. Like they go, what is? No, and they're trying to jump in, but they're just standing, like not doing anything. It just looks like they've lost their fucking mind in the middle of the street. It's hilarious, like.
I know, and but again, like how fast people are. Like I can excuse the youth. Like, you know, if you're 16, absolute. And I remember that one of the same nights. I think I've about 3,500 people on fucking YouTube. Not exactly a fucking influencer, right? For whatever level, I don't know. They're there, and that same day, I remember it was like this fucking culmination of fucking tech shame. These two kids were skateboarding right over near the International. And one of them went, sure, man, he's a YouTuber. And I went, oh, who's the fucking YouTuber? And I was the only one there. And your man just kind of gave me a thumbs up. And I went, I'm fucking not a YouTuber. I don't make videos at all for YouTube. It just so happens to be that stuff I put up ends up there also. Like, but it was this level of, how dare you? How As if I'm fucking Casey Neistat, like fucking.
Yeah. I know, but you're just whatever they know you from. You know what I mean?
Do you still get Barry the Blender? Although Barry makes an appearance every so often, doesn't he?
Not anymore. Like, not anymore. People, I just can't be arsed. You know what I mean? I just, it's, you know what I'm like. My fucking attention span is terrible. So I'll do it for a certain amount of time. If I don't want to do it, I'll just not do it anymore. And I'm not too afraid to just let it fucking go. You know?
Yeah.
I just don't care. And also, like, you do hit a certain age where, like, I'm just not gonna put on a costume on a fucking Tuesday morning to pretend to be a character.
Yeah, if only more people could grasp that. It's
yeah.
There's a level of he's still doing it, is he? You know,
but it's just
you didn't run Barry into the ground. You know what I mean? You didn't actually run him into the ground, like. But the world people have ran their characters into the ground. And it's like,
yeah, no, I never did it live. I never did any of that shit. I just made the videos but the same style of like writing that I was doing for like Daily Blends and stuff. I write stand up like that, and I write everything else the same way. You know, it's like it's the same shit. It's just, but then also podcasting sort of ruined it for me because I have. You know, it's like even with your wife, like she's around you all the time. Yeah. She's probably like, "Shut up, you fucking idiot." You know, not you specifically, me as well. You know,
yeah.
But like, you know, I'd show a video to Maureen or something. What do you think of that? And she'd be like, "Yeah, it's good." But then, just through doing the podcast and you're able to edit a clip together, I'm able to show her things, and she's like dying laughing.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you show other people, and you know, so you're able to like be yourself and extract things out that are so funny that people that are like that close to you are killing themselves.
Yeah.
And then you're
like,
and you're like, I'm never gonna get that sort of level of funniness with something that I try and dream up, like sitting there writing a character. It's not gonna happen. So that ruined it for me. I was just like, you know, there are clips here that are fucking hysterical.
Yeah.
That I'm there's no point in trying to write stuff like that. It's not gonna happen. I don't think I've ever done a character or a sketch or anything where people are like fucking doubled over laughing at something I'm talking about. It's never happened.
Yeah. Because you see, I wonder, have you been approached? Well, yeah, I'd say you definitely have, but you mightn't have even seen it yet. What the fuck is happening with like raffles? Have you seen?
Oh yeah.
What's going on with people raffling shit? Going, I just buy a fucking €500 token and this fucking Golf GTI could be yours. What the fuck is going on?
But some of them are legit. As fuck.
Are
they? Yeah. Oh no, they're the ones that have been there from the start, like R Kings and stuff. Which this sounds like an ad, but yeah, I've spoke to people who, like, I know a guy was like, oh yeah, I don't know him. I was speaking to him briefly, and he's like, oh yeah, I want to fucking, you know, like escort Cosworth in a raffle. You know, so like, and you, that's the thing. It's like if you can back it up.
Yeah, I suppose.
You know, if the ticket's £25 and you legit will win like a fucking, you know, like one of those E190 fucking Mercedes all blacked out, you know, like, fuck it, £25, who knows? And people do win, like.
As soon as you said car, because we've turned into the ultimate dads. That's all for the people listening, that's all myself and Colin seem to text each other about at the moment is cars and station wagons and 4x4s. Still on the hunt for my Forester. Still can't find it. Like, nobody's getting rid of those fucking Foresters.
And it's a fucking. I mean, what sort of hate are they packing? What's the fast one everyone wants? Is there like a big engine V8 or something?
No. Well, it's not. It's not even that. No. Well, I mean, it's the technology has gone into it. There wouldn't be a V8. They don't really work it on that sense. But it's more, air intakes and stuff. But I was in one last summer and it had 420 horsepower. That's a Ferrari 360 territory. Like, do you know what I mean? With almost no lag whatsoever with turbo lag, because he had 2 turbos in the fucking thing. Like, so you're talking about just haba, like, just fucking hold on to, like, 0 to 60 in 3.8, like, just hunker. And you know, especially in the station wagon, when they just go down at the back for a second, you're like, oh, here we fucking go. The
arse sits down in it a wee bit, yeah.
Oh, there's something dirty about that, isn't there? It's like, oh, Jesus Christ, yeah. Jesus Christ, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
The dog slides to the back of the car like. I know that Mercedes I have is a death trap too. Like, it's ridiculous. It's fucking
yeah. When you got that one for the first, the fucking monster. Oh
yeah, the CLK 55.
Oh, such a sound. You should make that sound the opening credits of fucking General Banter podcast. Just have that ticking over inside in a shade. Like
the in-laws down there will be like, well, we know when you're coming home 5 minutes before you get home. Like you hear it like, and it does that sort of like, and then it takes a big breath, and then it's like, and it just fucking screams out the back. But it's a nightmare. Like the first sort of like a week after I had it, you're just like, you just do not get sick of that initial rip. Like if you're merging onto the motorway and you just cruise around at about 30 and just go, oh, okay, indicate a wee bit, and just like, but I fucking put the foot down and it just broke the tire off. It just ripped the fucking tire. And I didn't know. I thought I hit a stone or something. It just went gunk. And I was like, what the fuck was that? And then on down the road, it just fucking blew out. Like, poof, and just had to pull over. It's a fucking nightmare. But literally just that one stomp of the gas, like, and it just twisted it off nearly.
Yeah, but there's fellas listening to this now going, oh, jeez. Like that, literally getting erections at the idea of a car so powerful it can eat off its own tyre. Like that's...
Yes.
I guarantee there's lads going, oh, fucking hell, is there any video of that? Have you any video of that, Colin? Because that now would do me fine. That would do...
And then the funny thing is, we bought that Jeep today, and it's a big V8, and the girl on the insurance is like, oh yeah, people don't even fucking insure that class of car. Like, a lot of places don't even insure it. And I'm like, well, people own them, so what the fuck's going on here? Like, so I may well have bought a Jeep that is not insurable.
Just put it on a trailer and drag it behind something else and just sit in the fucking thing.
Here, it's a pandemic, I'll just drive it anyway.
Now, if you're neck of the fucking woods, I guarantee you would not be the only man on your road to not have insurance.
Oh yeah, like the fucking children driving tractors around here.
Yeah. I remember...
I have to tell you, you'll fucking piss yourself at this.
Oh, please.
There's like a wee windy road behind us, goes round to the shop. Countryside, and very narrow little lane, and I was driving around there, and as I was coming around, there's a van, and then a big fucking tractor, big trailer on it, covered in like bales. And the guy, I slowed down, the guy's out the window like this.
Yeah.
And he got up to me, and I was like, am I going back, am I? And he goes, I just take it back to the corner there. He goes, my nephew's driving that tractor, and he's a fucking spastic. And he goes, you may give him plenty of room. Just go back down to the corner there. He's a fucking spastic. Go ahead. Oh. And I'm like, no bother at all. And then literally I reversed down to the corner, and then just, like this fucking child driving this fucking giant tractor around the corner.
Oh, what a fucking description of the young fella, like.
Yeah. But the guy didn't even, look me in the eye, because he was he was looking in the mirror at the nephew. He was so concerned. He goes, head on back there. He's like, the nephew's driving, he's a fucking spastic. As if to be like, get out of the way now.
We have taken the training wheels off. Like, that's the thing. These young lads are learning to drive monster trucks. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. They're learning to drive fucking monster trucks, and tractors ain't getting any smaller. They're all monstrous fucking things around here as well.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, I'm just going to... Like, there was... It had to be doing like 45 miles an hour. I was behind the tractors the other day and driving into the local village. And when I saw it pull in, the kid, like, your man can't be more than 15. Can't be more than 15. And he's driving this fucking absolute monster truck. Like, if he mounts anything, gone. He's just ripping through the village going, la. And he's got tunes on. He's probably Snapchatting or whatever the kid's TikToking. TikTok is probably big for tractors nowadays. I don't know, but...
Oh, yeah, totally. Those lads are fucking... Yeah,
grassmen.
Yeah. And they see the level of content on TikTok. It's shite. It used to be like, you couldn't get on TV and somebody would look down on you like, oh, this guy's just a YouTuber. But you're essentially making like TV shows for YouTube.
Yeah.
Right? And then that's good. People were coming up with good concepts, good formulas for shows, unique types of content to watch. You'll see things on TikTok where it's like, well, lads, I'm a farmer, and here's what I eat in a day, and then the guy just puts a little montage together of what he eats during the day, and you're like, what the fuck is wrong with people? What is this?
I knew there was a good reason why I wasn't on fucking TikTok. But that's same thing, Colin. Why the fella from Bray is making 50 grand a fucking month. Same way why some lad on fucking TikTok is going, hey, this is what I eat all day.
Yeah.
Nobody should be looking at that.
TikTok is the most fucking internet of all apps. It's like the reason why people go, like, I'm going off the internet, I'm taking a fucking cleanse, I don't bother with that shit. TikTok is all the worst things of the internet.
Okay, right.
Just right there. It's like just content about absolutely nothing. Fucking just complete jailbait wee girls like dancing with fucking their tits out, and you're like, why am I being shown this? You know what I mean?
That was I downloaded it. I was getting I got advice. People were, as they do, I gotta get onto TikTok. And I was on it for two days. I wasn't fully sure what I was fucking doing, but I went through a couple of fucking stories or reels, whatever they call it, and I was like, oh Jesus, oh for the love of fuck, you're 12. You're possibly in around that. No, gone. Delete that. Thanks very much. Good night. God bless. Thanks for the use of the hall. I can't.
But
no, fuck.
The variety of like debauchery. It's like, oh, here's a fucking underage girl dancing all over the place, very provocatively. The next one is like, here's some halal factory where they just knife pigs, and you're like, here's the next one. Like, it's just like, what is this? This is the fucking like, just the skip of fucking the internet.
That's what I thought it was.
All the shit goes.
I thought it turns out that what you just explained is exactly what I came across, and I went, I'm not TikToking right. Am I? This is not TikToking, is it? I didn't know what I was doing, so I just went, right. No more, thank you very much. I don't want to end up in fucking down that. I mean, if you're going to get arrested for anything, don't get fucking arrested for that. Accidentally stumbling upon, no.
It's just like a lot of what looks like sort of mental illness. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like a guy who's like, 35, and he's doing like little cute cooking videos, like, this is what I have for dinner, and then someone who's 14 not quite understanding what's going on, and being like, what the fuck's wrong with this retard? Like, there's a lot of that going on, and then the guy comes back on, and he's like, I actually have learning diffidifficulties.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's just fucking a cesspool, like, it's dump.
Yeah, I know. There's fuck. I'm building a fucking cabin at the minute anyway, so that'll keep me busy. Yeah.
And the thing is, the weird thing about, you see a lot of like successful YouTubers, and they start to collect momentum, and, they get money and success, and they end up like a Casey Neistat. They end up doing ads for Samsung and fucking Nike and all this shit, and it looks really impressive. The lifestyle is great. The people that are really successful on TikTok, they look like they don't leave that room.
Fuck.
You know what I mean? Like there's a farm somewhere where they're just like, we take attractive young lady, you dance sign language to song, and fucking, maybe we feed you, and that's it. Like, that's it. Someone's like, I'm getting attention for like doing this. The dance is a strong term, but like they do these fucking like weird cheerlead moves, and they get attention for it, and then they just do it fucking 1,000 times a day.
Fuck.
Same ring. Like you'll see on people's pages, there's like 30 videos, and they haven't changed their clothes because that's all they've done.
Fuck.
That's all they've done that day. And
that's
then
some Black Mirror shit, man. That is.
Oh yeah, and then at some point, like the t-shirt color changes to like red, and you keep scrolling, and they've had the red t-shirt on for like a day, and then it's too much. Like, it's fucking too much. Now, saying that, I put a few videos up. They're getting decent views, but sure, what are you gonna do? You got to put them somewhere.
Yeah. But you didn't go, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make the dream TikTok video. You made that for something else and went, the file is on my phone. Let's stick it in there. But that's I put a couple of things on it, and I still left. They were just clips from other things. I went, but I'm still leaving because I can't fucking concentrate on this. I'll lose because what you just described to me there is essentially the internet is eating itself. Same as way television is eating itself. Like when you end up with Gogglebox, where
Yeah.
people were to watch people watching telly. You're like, and there's people out there creating unbelievable content. You're going,
Yeah.
that's some kick in the fucking hole. Nah, you're grand. Thanks very much. I'm going to go out into the woods here, cut down a tree and make a house out of it. Thank you very much. And I'm not going to video one bit of it. Keeping it all for me. Just keeping it inside my head. Thank you very much.
It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane. Like, bring back the comedy.
Oh, Lord, yeah. Yeah, but you lucky bastard, because you'll all be vaccinated and fucking back up and running by fucking summertime, won't you?
My second vaccine is on the 14th.
Oh. But do you qualify? Oh, through Maureen.
Well, what actually happened was I was supposed to like keep it quiet for a while, but it's all good now because you could then apply if you were like a carer. But
yeah,
she was due to get hers, and because of the treatment she was getting, they were like, "We can't give you this just yet." And she was like, "Right, okay." And then she hung up the phone. And again, the joys of the rural medical practice. They rang back and they were like, "This is going in the fucking bin. So do you want to send your husband in?"
Mwah.
So
Absolutely.
I strolled down this corridor, just, flanked by 90-year-old women, just stomped right through the middle. Get out of my fucking way, Denise. And then I just got it, and that was it.
Beautiful.
No side effects.
Yeah.
Because everyone's full of shit. You know what I mean? Everyone's like, I was tired after mine.
You were going to be tired after whatever you were going to do that afternoon. That's what that is.
Yeah. You're probably tired because you were worried it might kill you and it did fucking nothing. And then you're like, the guy he's like, you want to sit there for 20 minutes? And I was like, no. For what? To make sure I don't die? I'm all right.
Grant, I got to go out and blow the fucking tires off my car outside. Thank you very much. Far more interesting than sitting with you wrinkly bastards.
Yeah, I can be home in less than 20 minutes if you think if anything's going to happen. But yeah, I get the second one, so I'll just get it in and fucking get back to business.
Yeah, because there was something came out there recently fucking down here where they're going to vaccinate 65-year-olds and older or in around 65 and performers. I was like, I get you, but what fucking use is vaccinating us? If you think about it, if you don't vaccinate every other cunt? Because it's every other cunt is who we need to be actual fucking performers. Other than that, we're TikTokers in our room. We just happen to have a vaccination.
Yeah, the performers can like come in the back door and sit in a room by themselves.
Yeah.
And then perform. It's so bizarre. It's so bizarre. But I don't give a fuck. I'll just take it. Crack on.
And what's the because your next SSE show is September, isn't it?
Yeah, so I mean, there's like the next step up here is they're going to allow outdoor drinking.
Oh,
so we've already got some things lined up. As soon as we're given like the go ahead, I've got some venues lined up for like outdoor performance. And then as soon as you're allowed distanced indoor performance, we've got another venue for that. And then, we can ramp it up. But that's my main concern is like, how much gigging am I going to get doing before this fucking SSE show?
Do you know what? Regardless, the fact that it won't be on Zoom, I think if you just went up there and went, listen, I'm just going to read the fucking paper for the next hour if you all want to just sit down and tuck in. I think everybody would be going, Grant, this is fine. This is fine. Yeah. We're all happy to be out and seeing an actual bloke on an actual fucking...
It'll be the first gig anyone watches where the comedian has a clipboard. He'll just be like fucking, boom, next. What's that? Da-da-da-da. Yeah. What about that vaccine? Fuck me,
Do you know what you could do? You could be the first to introduce the Chinese method in... have you ever seen what they do in stand-up comedy in China? They actually have sound effects to let you know when you've landed a punchline. They actually have sound effects like... Or lights will actually flash and everybody, ha 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 ha, very good. Like, why not? Fuck it.
Yeah.
What's his name? Kevin Hart had flames firing up just for no reason at the back. You could have literally lights going, applaud now. You can applaud now. Because I know you don't know how to do this.
Yeah. Like you're on a chat show or it just says applause.
Yeah.
Not applause, just laughter will do. You'll take laughter.
Just to be fucking out and seeing people's faces. Here, will we hit the fucking road, will we?
Why not? You need to lock up. You need to lock that pub up.
Oh man, we got a new set of clippers. I'm gonna go absolute fucking Billy Bob on the sides, skin tight on the sides.
Nice.
Really,
That's a TikTok.
No, I'm not. And I'm not going to. I'm just going to send you a picture. Not even going to put it out there to the public. Just going to send you a picture, and I'm going dyeing it fucking absolutely white. Fuck it. Yeah.
Jesus Christ, I'm glad I'm bald.
But to be honest with you, I mean, I may shave it off at some stage, just get a fucking notion and shave it off. What? Like, everything's gone weird anyway, so it doesn't make a fucking difference. Yeah.
Nobody's going to see it.
Nobody's going to see it, only in the virtual fucking pub we are here. When, when fucking things open back up, I'm going to lick your face when I see you. And then
I'm just going to get a handful of that mullet.
And you didn't pick up that broken tire by any chance, did you? Because I know where I could fucking sell that. There'll be lads all over that shit. Selling broken Mercedes tires on my website after this, guys. So, you know,
Yep.
Get out your wank coupons, because lads want to lie to say that they did it. Right, brother, you mind yourself.
Yes, you too. Are we leaving for good?
Yeah. There's the boy. We had to both head off at the same time and be dads. Essentially, we would have talked for another 3 hours, and heaven forbid alcohol would have taken hold of us. Like he said, he has an extra show on because the 24th of September 2021 is sold out. Can't believe I actually have to say the year, because you never know. 2021, 24th of September, is sold out for the SSE Arena. His new show, unbelievable. Saturday the 25th, the following night, there's a show at it, so get on it. If I can, I will be going up if I'm allowed. It's around my birthday. Lads and ladies, that has been episode 182 with the great and powerful Colin Geddis. You know the crack. I talked about it at the top of the show. Patreons, join the revolution, jump in and contribute to the show. Now, boys and girls, I'm going to head away, and I want you to enjoy the rest of the weekend, and I'll talk to you again next Wednesday. Good night, God bless and thanks.